The United States is the second largest energy consumer in the world. The demand for energy is always growing. The majority of this energy is derived from fossil fuels. Only about 10% of our energy comes from renewable energy. With the current energy production methods having only a finite amount, we ask the question, should the U.S. government further the development of renewable energy in our nation? First, we need to define what is renewable energy. Energy that is generated from natural processes that are replenished, for example wind, solar, and geothermal energy. Going back over 1,000 years, Europeans harnessed water energy to power mills, and the Dutch built windmills for multiple uses.
Alright, guys, as we transition from the backgrounds, we can see that the use for renewable energy has been long in effect. Therefore, the development of renewable energy can have a major impact on the environment and public health, the U.S. economy, and the stabilization of energy prices. As we all know, renewable energy has a positive impact on the environmental quality. So, firstly, we're going to talk about how renewable energy can positively impact the public health and environmental quality. So pollution emitted by coal and natural gas plants is linked to breathing problems, neurological damage, and heart attacks, as well as cancer. And as a result, replacing fossil fuels with renewable energy has been found to reduce premature mortality, lost workdays, and healthcare costs. Wind, solar, and hydroelectric energy systems do not emit pollutants, but geothermal and biomass energy systems do. However, the amount of pollutants these systems emit is significantly lower than that of fossil fuels. Also, water resources will not be affected, as wind and solar energy need essentially no water to operate. Biomass and geothermal plants require water for cooling, and hydroelectric power plants may impact river ecosystems, but based on the NREL's 80% by 2050 study, water withdrawals would decrease 51% to 58%, and water consumption would be reduced by 47% to 55%. So we can see from these numbers the tremendous impact renewable energy could have on the environment. More jobs are created for each unit of electricity generated from renewable energy sources compared to that of fossil fuels, due to the fact that renewable energy industry is more labor intensive, whereas the fossil fuel industry is more mechanized and capital intensive. Currently, renewable energy already is a major factor in the US economy, and there are many jobs out there tied to this industry, as there are a culmination of 355,000 jobs within the wind, solar, hydroelectric, and geothermal energy industries. It has been estimated by the Union of Concerned Scientists that 202,000 new jobs could be created if there was a 25% renewable energy standard by 2025. With the increase of renewable energy, local governments would be able to collect property and income tax from energy project owners, and these revenues could support important public services, especially in rural communities where the projects are abundantly located. As previously stated, the 25% renewable energy standard by 2025 plan would stimulate $263.4 billion in new capital investment. Renewable energy projects therefore keep money circulating within the local economy, and in most states, renewable electricity production would replace the need to spend money on importing coal and natural gas from other places.
15th Congress, Americans all over this country are coming up with their New Year's resolutions for 2014. In Congress, I propose we make this the year we stop ignoring climate change. Last year, CO2 concentrations reached dangerous new heights in our atmosphere. We suffered through and paid for record-breaking extreme weather events, and we received dire new projections from international scientific organizations on the threat posed by climate change. And what did the Republican-led House do? It continued its anti-environment voting record, voting 109 times in 2013 to weaken environmental protections. This behavior is reckless and irresponsible.
Finally, renewable energy will help stabilize energy prices for the future. The costs of renewable energy technology have dropped dramatically since 2011. In areas with strong wind resources like Texas, wind power can compete directly with fossil fuel costs, even though there are hefty investments needed to build renewable energy facilities. Once they are built, they operate at low cost because last time I checked, the sun, wind, and water were free. In contrast to fossil fuels, prices are very stable, unlike the substantial price swings in fossil fuel prices. The increased use of renewable energy could lower the prices of natural gas and coal due to the elements of competition and the diversity of energy supplies available. Long term investments in renewable energy could very well protect customers from the volatility of fossil fuel prices, which in turn would put more money in the pockets of the consumers, and this would help stimulate a healthy economy.
With renewable energy still being a relatively new idea, it is yet to be made as cost-effective as our current power production methods. Before any major changes can be implemented, a lot of research must be done. Even our tested and reliable technologies such as solar power, the cost of production and maintenance is more than our current fossil fuel methods. Another factor is that renewable energy production plants will take up way more space. The entire energy population industry is massive. There are a lot of powerful and wealthy people who make their livings off the way things are currently done. To add to that, all the working class Americans who currently make a living being involved in the mining, shipping, pumping, transport, sale, and refinement of coal and fossil fuels. Add to that the various industries and people who produce the equipment used in energy production, as well as all of the other businesses who depend on the current methods of power production. Once you add all of that up, you've got millions of people, rich and poor, who are personally invested in the success of the current power structure. It's obvious that a lot of money will be needed to make this change and will need investors. The biggest investor is the US government. Many years ago, the US government invested in oil and it has been provided a vast return. As far as the government investing in renewable energy, we are currently involved in incentivizing clean energy production through tax expenditures. Tax expenditures reduce the tax amount that a company owes if they meet the clean energy requirements. But in order to make a major change, the renewable energy business is going to need a lot more money.
Yes, the government should fund renewable energy because we're slowly running out of a lot of fossil fuels such as natural gas, petroleum, and all those. We are slowly running out of it. In within 100 years, we're almost completely gone, or it'll be so expensive to get to that we will need another option to get to it. Yes, renewable energy is very viable. If the nation was to invest $56 billion into a solar farm in somewhere such as New Mexico or Nevada, we could, within 20 years, we can completely solve our energy demand. And because it costs, you have to put infrastructure in. It costs money to build solar panels. It costs money, hydroelectric dams, and so upfront costs, it will cost a lot of money. And since we already have systems like coal-fired power plants, nuclear power, and all those kinds of stuff that are already in our country, why is the point of changing until we absolutely need to?